Okay, so in the last video that I did, I mentioned that I might have another project coming up soon, and that happened a lot sooner than I thought it would. I like to go out camping on the weekends. Didn't want a full-blown camper, because I wanted something that was practical, I could use every day. I could use it as like a multi-purpose sort of vehicle, but give me that sort of camper vibe to it. So after much careful consideration, I decided on this. So, this is a Honda Stepwagon Spada.
I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who value it. Being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past and the pettiness. A reflection of the emptiness, hilarious. You think you're worth my time, you're delirious, mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior, inferior. You know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through hell, I never...
So Honda made these in Japan and only sold these in Japan, so it is an import. They're actually still making step wagons. This is sort of what you'd call a Mark II. They did a Mark I which was very similar to this. The Mark III was a bit different, it had more of a bubblier sort of shape. Mark IV had some crazy sort of angles and sort of looked very much more modern. Then they went to the Mark V, which had like a crazy boot. They've actually just released the new step wagon and they went back to this sort of design with the sort of like boxy, very boxy sort of look. And the one thing that I absolutely love about this is the lights at the rear, the big long lights. I just think they look so cool. And I've also got my little Pikachu there, little Pikachu. It does everything that I need. Lives up to the name of multi-purpose vehicle because inside it's an 8-seater. All the seats fold down into a bed. All the seats fold out the way to make like a van. It's such a good idea. And this is like the first Honda that I've owned. And I think it's great. Just had a bit of a walk around. And I've got some special in here to show you. But let's have a look inside. Let's have a little tour in here. So interior wise, I really like the interior. Like this sort of piano black sort of dash. Got this like Japanese sort of interior and more piano black, and got some car suites in here. Let's actually get in. Yeah, it's got ample amounts of storage. I've got loads of wires and stuff in there because I've been playing about with the radio. Don't mind this hole. The radio used to be here, now it's here. I've got a little blanket panel that's going to come for that. So I'm going to make all these buttons work with the radio, but that's for another time. It's weird, it's like a mixture between English and Japanese writing. Got like Japanese there, but then push the aircons in English. Ample amounts of storage. But I've just got coins in there. Got this little bin which I just keep all my cables in. Got the overhead storage as well, which works great. I can get loads of stuff. I've got first aid kits in there and all sorts of stuff. And also, the biggest sunglass holder I have ever seen in my life. I mean, how many sunglasses do you think I own? I could get all sorts in there. Yeah, these massive things for the sun. So it is a auto, but I find the auto box in this really good. It's really a relaxed, comfortable sort of auto, but then if you want to put your foot down, it'll kick down a couple of gears and off you go. You can get 2 engines in this one, and they're both K-series engines, and we all know K-series engines are great. Very well known for reliability. So you can get a K20, the 2 litre, and you can get a K24, the 2.4. So this is a K24. In the K20, you get a 4-speed with overdrive, and in the K24, you get a 5-speed with overdrive. And you get a little eco light on the dash. When you're cruising like 70 miles an hour, you're only just over 2,000 revs, and I can get sort of 30 to 40 miles a gallon out of this, which is great for this sort of size vehicle. Let's move on over to the driver's seat. Armrest here, which is lovely. You get your clocks there being converted to miles per hour. Down here, we've got more storage. That's the fog light, because it has to have a fog light installed to be in the UK. This is kind of cool, this for the lights. When you drive down the road and you turn the steering wheel, the lights follow and light up as you're driving. So if you're turning left, it'll light up the left section so you can sort of see a little bit better when you're parking and moving around, which is kind of cool for me. 2004 Honda. This is something I added on, it's a digital speedo. There is some things on this car that I do miss that you get with your more modern sort of cars like cruise control and digital speedos, but there's things that you can add in to sort of make your life a little bit more comfortable. But it does have fully electric mirrors and also folding mirrors, so you can fold them in. And as you'll notice, when you look down here, there's no handbrake. It's because it's actually a foot handbrake down here, which you click in to disengage, click in to engage. But the good thing is with that, it actually leaves this space completely open. If you want to get into the back, it's literally just a case of standing up and walking through into the rear. One of the cool things is these shopping bags, which just unclick. You can take this shopping with you when you're done, come back, click it all back on, even like branded Stepwagon. It's just something cool that they added on. Okay, being back here as a passenger, it's just great. Yeah, these windows here can open up, and so can the rear one. And then the window and the door here, that's a full wind down window. Barely any trains go past here, but as soon as I hit record, you have all the ventilation and stuff for the aircon unit, which is controlled here. Instead of having the air coming out of there, you can divert the air using this little switch. And that'll divert it into this cool box, which you can fit some nice cold cans in there. And this actually works really, really well. And I have used it before just to keep my drink cold on the way to work or on the way to a hike or something. Great for people sat back here. You've got two cup holders here. The seats do have ISOFIX as well, which I was surprised with, if you can see it in here. That sort of ties into the, if you ever watch the advert for this thing, if you search Stepwagon advert, there's a really old advert for it. And what I get from that is buy a Stepwagon and have lots and lots of children. That's literally what I think that advert is saying. Okay, so this is an 8-seater. So you've got two seats here. One in the middle here is the belt seat. So this folds down up and sort of makes a third seat. So here we are in what I call the emergency seat. It's not bad comfy, it's just, it's not something that you'd like to sit in for a long time, maybe take it in turns. If you're not using this as a seat, what you can do is flip this down, we'll sat back here, got a little tray there for some snacks and some more cup holders. But when not in use, this just flicks down here and gives you a little bit more space to get into the back and around the front. So a few more things that this seat can do. Pull a little lever down here, and this seat can go up, and you've got like a little bit of storage space under here. Use this as maybe like a little bit of a loading space. But also, this seat can fully move forward and back. Pushing that seat all the way forward gives you loads of space back here, so it can do something else. So you need to take out the headrests. And now with the headrest removed, pull a little cord here. There's that many cords on this thing. It took me about a week to work out what they all did and the sequence you have to do it all in. And this back section falls down. Now, using the lever from before, this bit can come up. You can slide this all the way back, and the headrest that we removed earlier, the bottom of the seat has got holes in them for the headrest to go in. So now you can use your lap belt and sit this way. Because there's two seats in the back, this is what I call conference mode. But there is a second lap belt stored in the seat, so you can use both of these sat that way. So let's look now at the back seats. When you're sat back here, pull this seat can go forward, and it gives you a table. So you can sit here, have a little table. If you've got a laptop or something, you can be on a laptop, or you can eat your dinner. So here is the back seats. This is also 3 seats. You've got a seat each side with belts, but there is also a belt for the middle, and you can have someone sit in the middle like you would a normal sort of car. I'm jealous of anyone who gets to be back here, because whenever I'm driving, I look in the rearview mirror and I just see people fast asleep back here because it's so comfy. So each of these seats can move forwards and backwards, whether you want more leg space or you want more boot space. And these independently slide as well, and they also independently recline. So you can just, oh, it's just so comfy back here. That's one of the great things about this. The seats are so versatile. You can move them around, switch them around, do all sorts of crazy stuff with them. If you want to carry a little bit more load, put it all the way forward, push this back, and you can pull a little thing under here. Then the seat can go up. You get a little tab here, which keeps the seat from falling down, and that's now supported. This little thing just folds out the way. So you can do that with this seat as well, push this seat all the way forward, and you've got sort of more like a van loading space back here. When it's set up like that, that's what I sort of call van mode, and it's brilliant to get sort of bikes in and all them sort of things to take out on your adventures. But there is one more mode, one of the main reasons why I wanted this. So let me just move all the seats round and I'll show you. Okay, so there's two seats at the back. Back here, the emergency seat folds up, folds back and folds down. You take off these headrests, stow them away, and what is made back here is a very, very good sized bed. So all the seat belts have little pockets that they can all go down into. Oh, and this is sleep mode. And honestly, the interior and these cushions are so comfy. But what we like to do is, we've got a really thin sort of inflatable mattress from Decathlon, and that just goes over the top of here, and it's one of the best night's sleep I have ever had. One of the things that I really, really want to do is get sort of like a projector or something back there. These seats independently move. If I want to be sat up a little bit and watch my projector once I get it. I just love this thing, it's great. The windows all the way around. It gives you a lovely view. What I'll do is now, I'm going to put all the seats back into its normal sort of people carrier configuration, and then I'll show you some at the back here, which is really special. And just like that, we're back into the people carrier mode. It's quite nice to sit back here as well. The great thing is, with the tailgate being as it is, it opens up, changing your shoes, ready for a hike or anything like that. It's raining a little bit, gives you a little bit of shelter. It is warm. So when I go camping, having a driveway awning that goes onto the side of the roof bars on this, I use that for camping. I take camping cooking stations, I take everything. That's why I need something so big. Every time I go into go outdoors Decathlon, I have to buy something, and I don't know at what point I'm going to walk into there and go, you know what, I don't need anything, because I seem to always need something. So I started running out of space, so that's why I have this now. One of the things I really like to do with this is use it more as like a day van. This is what I use for the sort of day van mode. So back here is like a little kitchen sort of unit. As you do that, the drawers can then pull out, and then you can lock the drawers off using this little thing. So it's got little ridges, so you can lock it off at different lengths. Then in this drawer, I just have things like plates and knives and forks, everything you need to make a bacon sandwich. And then in here, this comes off, and that can even go there to extend your workspace even more. Things like collapsible kettles in here, so I can make a brew wherever I am. And like coffee, cups, beer mug for when I'm camping. But then in here, this pulls out, and this is all stainless steel lined, and there's a little lock out there. Lock it out. Then in here I've got some chopping boards and some bits, but got a gas cooker here so I can cook myself something, and I have stuff down the side of here, my outwell pots and pans, so I've always got them with me. Yeah, it's like a full like kitchen that just comes out the back, which is great. And for like day van sort of things, you just finished a hike, you're not in a rush, pull all this out the back, make yourself a drink, pull a chair up and just sit and enjoy it while everyone else is rushing. So here we are, just driving the Stepwagon. It's like driving a van, but really, really comfy. One thing I must say is that 2.4 litre VTEC engine is just great, just absolutely great in this thing. Put an induction kit on this and it will just sound great. Just want it to be obscene. Like the pulling out, the takeoff of it, absolutely fine. Pulls out, no issues. I just love this chair as well, and just be able to sit back and just chill in it. When I actually picked this up, I was driving back and it was about 200 miles or something. I myself, oh, I wish there was somewhere for my arm. I got like 10 miles away from where I live, sat like this, and oh. There's an armrest. Yeah, I love this thing. It's great. And it's got VTEC. I always thought to myself, I would love to own a car with VTEC. I thought I'd probably have a Civic or something like that, but I never thought it'd be this. Speaking of VTEC, let's have some VTEC on this 60 road when it comes up. Here we go, you ready for some VTEC? I mean, I've barely got any fuel, but be fine. Here we go. Oh, that's great. I definitely need an induction kit. The Civic just gone past there, and I like it because people look at it and go, when did Honda do a van? So this thing is just awesome. I love it. It doesn't drive like a van, and it's so comfy. It's such a pleasure to drive. But moving forward this thing, there's stuff that I want to do and there's things that I want to change, and I want to make this a bit more camper friendly. Things like solar panels, leisure batteries and all them sort of things is something that I really want to look into. I want to be able to make this thing a little bit more self-sufficient, be able to take it on longer journeys, like the Scottish 500 in it, and just things like that, and make it a little bit more self-sufficient. So I need to look at what I want from this, go from there, and I want to do more videos with this. I do genuinely think this is one of the best cars I've ever bought. But at the moment it hasn't got a name, I just seem to call it Steppy. So that's the video on the Stepwagon, and this is what I've been waiting for. And I'm so glad I managed to get it for this summer, because I wasn't planning to do this next year. So the Mazda is still getting done. I've been waiting for some front calipers, which I couldn't seem to get from anywhere, but I finally managed to get a set of front calipers. They've just been delivered, so now I've just got the brakes left to do on that, and that should be back on the road, and this will be the perfect setup. I've got this as my multi-purpose vehicle and the little two-seater Mazda as my little fun weekend car, and I couldn't ask for more. But I will hopefully be doing more videos on this Stepwagon and just more things that I do with it and journeys that I take in it and just general sort of stuff. But if anyone is looking at a Stepwagon or just wants to have any more information or anything like that, leave me a comment, send me a message, and I'll get back to you, because I have researched Japanese MPVs for the last like 2 years. I think I've looked at every single option, and I think I know them off by heart now. Jess always shouts at me because we'll be driving somewhere and I'll be like, "Oh, Toyota Noah." She's like, "What?" I'm like, "It's Toyota Noah." "Oh, look, a Mazda Bongo." "Oh, look, an Elgrand. That one's an E52. And she's like, "Why do you know this?" I'm like, "Because that's what I've spent the last 2 years doing." Because I've become obsessed. One of the great things about Japan as well, with their K cars, they actually did a K version of this, and I just wish I could have one of them, because that would be awesome. Having a K version of this and this just next to each other, it's like, don't talk to me or my son ever again. And I've slightly become obsessed with them now. It's an unhealthy obsession. I got some more videos planned coming up. This is time just to talk about the channel, really. I started the channel to be mainly based around cars, but I've got that many hobbies. I just want to share the content of things that I enjoy. So camping, hiking, going out adventures, all sorts of stuff. That's the sort of stuff that I want to share, but I love cars and I want to share that as well. So I didn't want to limit the channel to just be about cars. We've just finished a 100k hike, all the way from the most northern point of the Peak District, all the way down to the most southern part of the Peak District, north to south, and that was done over 3 days camping. Brother's done a video on that, which I'll link, but I shot as well, so I want to do a sort of video on it as well. And so yeah, I've got all sorts of stuff that I want to do, and just do general sort of videos that I enjoy making. So that's what the channel's going to be. So hopefully I'll be making more videos a lot more frequently. So I'll catch you in the next one.